Back in 1555, a young Frenchman named Nostradamus penned a series of prophetic poems. These writings, full of predictions about some of the biggest disasters in human history, still capture the attention of many politicians today. They believe these texts hold the blueprint for our future. Among those predictions, it's no surprise that the world's oldest royal family is featured prominently. Today, we're diving into the 5 Nostradamus predictions about the royal family. Let's get into it. The tragic end and the secret of inheritance of Queen Elizabeth II. You've definitely heard of Queen Elizabeth II. She's been on the throne longer than anyone, except for her great-great-grandmother, Queen Victoria. One of the most talked about predictions is about her death, especially in Europe. Meanwhile, in the US, it's the prophecy about an attack on Donald Trump that's more popular. According to Nostradamus, the last queen of Great Britain will be weighed down by old family conflicts before her passing. Her health will deteriorate due to her age, eventually forcing her out of the public eye. Her family may stay silent for a week, but they won't be able to keep her death a secret for long. Even though they'll try to honor her memory, her eldest grandchild will request a public funeral. Despite preparing her family for this moment, her passing will still be a major emotional blow, especially to the nation that almost sees her as immortal. But one thing's for sure, she won't be the last to sit on the throne. Another prophecy about the late queen may shock the world. Nostradamus predicts alleged secret lover with a say in Queen's $511 million inheritance. The late queen was estimated to have a personal fortune of a staggering $465 million, which has sparked a new prediction from Nostradamus. According to the French apothecary's third quatrain of the 6th century, a bombing will shake the British crown following the discovery of letters in the Queen's chest with no signature or author's name. The gifts, which refer to inheritance, will be hidden, and the identity of the alleged lover will not be known. This prophecy suggests that there is someone within the British royal family environment who could have a say in the monarch's inheritance. While the statement is viewed with suspicion in the United Kingdom, after Nostradamus's past success in predicting the death of Queen Elizabeth II, it has caught the attention of many. If the prophecy were to come true, the UK's secret services would undoubtedly be working on the issue to ensure a smooth succession without any scandal. As Nostradamus continues to captivate the world with his predictions, only time will tell if this latest prophecy will come to pass. The end of the monarchy. As for the downfall of the monarchy, this prophecy might hint at something deeper. Nostradamus predicted that Prince Harry would eventually take the throne, but only after overcoming one obstacle: his brother and nephews. Could we see a scenario similar to the biblical story of Cain and Abel, where the younger brother rises to power after eliminating his sibling? The end of the monarchy. This prophecy is the most significant one Nostradamus made about the UK. Even more interesting, these predictions have been backed up by Baba Vanga, one of the most well-known clairvoyants of today. You might wonder why this is such a big deal. Well, according to the prophecy, 2018 is when the UK's royal family loses political power over 15 out of the 16 sovereign states in the Commonwealth. Throughout this video, we've seen that the tipping point for all this will be Queen Elizabeth's death. Enemies of the crown will use her passing as a chance to dismantle the monarchy, even launching attacks on the royal family. But this won't just be an internal feud over who gets the throne. There will be deeper, hidden forces at play, influencing the centuries-old institution. Countries like Spain, France, and Germany will reject the UK's international policies, seeing the nation as an isolated troublemaker whose outdated ideologies only cause problems in Europe, worse than Greece or Italy, and all because of the royal family. Even the British public will start distancing themselves from the monarchy, reducing the influence of the kings to mere figureheads. Globally, the royal family will be seen as dishonest and corrupt. with their internal strife resembling the drama of Game of Thrones. Nostradamus even predicted that journalists who spoke out against the family would be jailed, but no one would ever know the full story. It would remain the biggest unsolved mystery in Europe, with theories revolving around betrayal and dishonor within the royal family, although the truth would likely be far different. A new king on the throne. Let's focus on William and Kate Middleton. Ever since they got married in 2011, there's been no shortage of predictions and rumors about their future. After all, William is second in line to the throne, and his wedding was a major event. But what does this mean in terms of Nostradamus's prophecies? What role does Lady Diana's eldest son play in these predictions? Well, not only is Queen Elizabeth II forecasted to pass away, but a prince and his children as well. So why do people think this refers to William? First off, William was born on June 21, 1982, right at the transition between Gemini and Cancer. Gemini represents new beginnings, while Cancer, symbolized by the crab, represents diseases that cling on until they cause death. Interestingly, William not only shares a close bond with his late mother, but also the same zodiac sign. Many saw Lady Diana as a threat to the monarchy, a Cancer in the eyes of Queen Elizabeth. Could William be the metaphorical Cancer that disrupts the monarchy? And let's not forget that Kate Middleton was born during a lunar eclipse, an event tied to the goddess Diana. The downfall of King Charles and the rise of Prince Harry. Although William is first in line to succeed King Charles III, according to Nostradamus's predictions, it's possible that William's younger brother may be the one chosen instead. Recent speculation has surfaced regarding predictions made by 16th century astrologer Nostradamus, suggesting a tumultuous future for Britain's King Charles in 2024 after his cancer diagnosis, which was discovered when he was undergoing treatment for an enlarged prostate. Royal observers speculated that King Charles might step down, either voluntarily or due to pressure related to his health. The revelation of King Charles's cancer diagnosis has left many questions unanswered, with Buckingham Palace withholding details regarding the cancer type and stage. This lack of transparency has fueled both concern and speculation about the monarch's health and the potential implications for the British monarchy. In his renowned work, Les Prophéties, Nostradamus seemingly forecasted the monarch's downfall, including potential abdication or forced removal. Nostradamus predicted the potential abdication of a king and the rise of an unexpected successor, which now seems to echo the current situation involving King Charles and Prince Harry. The ancient prophet said the King of the Isles would be driven out by force and would be replaced by one who will have no mark of a king. Before that, he accurately predicted Queen Elizabeth II's passing at around the age of 96, a prophecy that aligned with Buckingham Palace's announcement of King Charles III's diagnosis following his mother's demise in 2022. However, the question of how Prince Harry, who has shown little interest in royal duties, would end up as king remains unanswered. The royal family has faced its fair share of scandals in recent years. However, the one that garnered the most headlines and caused papers and tabloids across the world to go nuts was Prince Harry's exit from the royal family and the fallout thereafter. Despite his decision to pull back from his familial duties, many wonder if Prince Harry could still rule as king. But is there any chance for Prince Harry? Following the news that Charles's health may be in jeopardy, some people naturally wondered what the line of succession for the throne would look like, and whether it's still possible for Harry to be the king. Here's what we know about whether Harry could still wind up on the throne. King Charles III believes there's simply no way back into the royal fold for his estranged son, Prince Harry, according to a report. After King Charles announced his health problem, Prince Harry dished on his father's cancer diagnosis in an interview, where he hinted that the recent health woes could have a reunifying effect on his family. Harry said, "I think any illness, any sickness brings families together. Look, I love my family, The fact that I was able to get on a plane and go and see him and spend any time with him, I'm grateful for that. But it seems that feeling is not reciprocated, as sources close to the monarch say he's firmly of the opinion that Harry can't return as a working royal. Another insider added, aside from a small number of investitures, the king does not plan to offload a great number of duties on other family members while he undergoes treatment. Other sources noted that Harry's half-in, half-out approach simply isn't enough to see him return to the royal fold with his wife, Meghan Markle. Despite that, insiders claim that Charles would be open to fixing his damaged relationship with his younger son. Elsewhere, Harry revealed that he's considered becoming an official U.S. citizen since settling into the California lifestyle after quitting royal life in 2020. When asked what's stopping him, Harry said, "I have no idea. I'm here doing this. The thought has crossed my mind, but not a high priority right now." Should Harry decide to become a U.S. citizen, he would be compelled to renounce his royal title. It's since been said that the royal family was not thrilled over Harry's decision to speak about his father's health woes on national television. Prince William is reportedly determined to prevent Prince Harry's attempts to return to the royal fold. The media reports that sources close to William say he would step up to the plate if needed in the wake of King Charles's cancer diagnosis, as he believes Harry and Meghan Markle cannot be trusted. The never, nada, no way response from William came after the Times of London reported that Harry had signaled his willingness to step up if needed, and the revelation that he and Charles had had several warm exchanges. On all practical levels, it makes perfect sense for the family to come together to support the king while he's sick. Much has been said on both sides in recent years, but that has never diminished the fundamental bond of blood, and there are now pragmatic aspects to consider, with the king and Kate Middleton's well-being paramount in this. Harry is ready and willing to help and genuinely believes it would work well for both parties. In his view, it wouldn't be dissimilar from what was proposed back in 2020, with a hybrid model of working. With the king's illness, there is perhaps more of a reason for those options to be considered. The Duke of Sussex has been excluded from the monarch's plans for the future of the royal family, with Harry's big brother Prince William at the center of Charles's plans. Royal expert exclusively tells the Mirror that the Prince of Wales is at the heart of the succession planning, but Harry has been left out of the monarchy's future because no one trusts Harry. After Harry and his wife Meghan Markle stepped down as senior working royals in January 2020, the expert believes they have been purposefully left out of the succession plans because they're no longer part of the inner circle in the monarchy. Harry is definitely not being included in succession talks because he is no longer a working or even a trusted royal. He has got his wish and is no longer the spare, or at least he is only nominally the spare. Officials had assumed Charles would remain healthy at least into his mid-80s before succession planning would need to begin, but in fact, it has now begun, and indicates perhaps that Charles's cancer is more dangerous than we have been led to believe. Planning for the future of the monarchy is a top-secret affair, and as Harry continues to comment on the royal family in high-profile interviews, he has been dubbed untrustworthy over fears he will spill the beans. Succession planning is highly secret, and no one trusts Harry to be part of it for the simple reason that if he feels in any way slighted or not given what he feels he deserves, he will run straight to the media, the expert explained. Prince Harry has spoken of his great sadness at leaving the royal family and said he and Meghan had no other option than to quit senior royal duties, but vowed the couple is not just walking away. However, the source close to William told the media, whatever has been discussed between William and the king is private, but it is absolutely and categorically clear that William would not allow Harry to return. He thought it was a bad idea at the time, and he's even more clear now. If anyone is going to take on more duties, it will be William, and that isn't even on the agenda for now. His main focus is on his father's health, his family, and what is best for the monarchy. there is a 0% chance Harry is coming back in any capacity. So the point here is that even the opportunity to return is still difficult, let alone sitting on the throne. There is no way back for the Duke of Sussex to take a temporary working role in the royal family while his father is ill, although he is willing to step in. This is in accordance with the terms and conditions of Harry and Meghan's exit from their senior royal roles, which made clear there was to be no half-in, half-out option for them. Those terms were quite clear, and the king's illness hasn't altered that. Another source told the paper that Queen Elizabeth, King Charles, and Prince William's collective view that a hybrid model of working royalty was not appropriate remains the case. The matter was also not discussed when Harry recently met Charles. It's still technically possible for Harry to become the King of England. Although he abandoned the world of royal protocols when he moved to the US and publicly denounced the press and certain members of his family because of the way they treated his wife, he could still become king and is currently 5th in line to the throne. Harry's position in the line of succession is a birthright, and it can't be taken away from him except through an act of parliament. For him to become the monarch, though, many things would have to happen. Prince William, Harry's older brother, is currently 1st in the line of succession and is expected to become king upon his father's death. For Harry to become king, William would have to die, as would his children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, who are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the line of succession, respectively. After Harry, in the line of succession is his son, Prince Archie, and then his daughter, Princess Lilibet. So yes, Harry could become king, but it would only happen after some sort of remarkable tragedy. What happens if Prince William abdicates? It seems exceedingly unlikely that William would abdicate if he ascends to the throne. He has been preparing to take the job since birth, but if he did, and Prince George was not yet 18, then it's possible that Harry could be called upon to serve as King Regent until George turned 18. In that event, though, Harry would just be a temporary steward of the throne until his nephew was ready to become the actual king. In that circumstance, it's also not clear that Harry would be the person to be called on to act as regent, because other senior royals could take on the role. Even if Harry was called to serve as king or king regent, it seems distinctly possible that he would choose to abdicate for the sake of his own family and mental health. He clearly doesn't enjoy the scrutiny that comes with being a royal, and that scrutiny would only increase if he ever became king. Prince Harry reunion. The world should be prepared for a new royal baby and a possible family reunion, according to Gall Eden Sasson, an astrologer. Those are his predictions for the royal family in 2024. This year brings a plethora of retrogrades and some potentially life-disrupting eclipses for everybody, and this includes members of the royal family. Harry's chart is moving into the house of money, talent, and self-worth. It's also going to move into his house of community, marketing, and sales, Mr. Sasson said. As well as having success in his ventures in the new year, the astrology expert also forecasts that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could have a 3rd child when Jupiter moves into his house. Gall, author of the Astrology of 2023, Traversing the Bridge. Movement of the People, said Jupiter has been in Harry's house and family for the last year, for the first time in the river 80 years, which is the planet of unpredictable, crazy energy. After that, there will most likely be a reunion of the royal brothers. The reunion or patching up could be between the two brothers, who have become somewhat estranged in recent times. Sasson said Prince William, a Sagittarius Capricorn, was born during a new moon and close to a solar eclipse, which is a pretty powerful sign for a ruler, but it is likely he will be a late bloomer and things will take time for him. But is this reunion possible? When the king announced that he had cancer, the Duke of Sussex, who withdrew from his role as a senior member of the British royal family, along with Meghan Markle, flew back to England to visit the king. It is known that Harry is also ready to return to temporary missions to support King Charles. However, Prince of Wales, William, who is angered by his younger brother's repeated attacks on the monarchy, is expected to block any attempt by Harry to return to the royal family. Sources close to William say that after King Charles III was diagnosed with cancer, William would take on more duties himself if necessary. The Prince of Wales also thinks Harry and Meghan cannot be trusted. A source close to the matter said it was unlikely William would allow his younger brother to return to royal duties. Whatever was discussed between William and the king was private, but it's clear William won't allow Harry back. William used to think it was a bad idea, and now he's even more clear with that in mind. If anyone is going to take on more duties, it will be William. His focus is on his father's health, his family, and what's best for the monarchy. 0%. It's possible that Harry will return in any capacity, the source said. Previously, in his autobiography Spare, Harry criticized his family, accusing his brother of pushing him into a dog bowl in a fit of rage. He also directed his attacks at his stepmother, Queen Camilla, and sister-in-law, the Princess of Wales. Last year, a book by Omid Scobie, said to be Harry and Meghan's spokesman, sparked controversy over allegations of racism within the British royal family. The two royals are said to have discussed the skin color of the Sussex's son. King Charles believes building bridges with Harry and Meghan will benefit the monarchy, but believes any official role for the Duke of Sussex would be a step backwards. In 2020, when the Sussexes left the royal family to seek financial freedom, the late Queen Elizabeth II refused their request to both perform duties on behalf of the monarchy and be allowed to pursue commercial interests. The British royal family at that time came to an agreement that allowed the Sussexes to seek a new life outside the home, but prohibited them from declaring themselves princes or taking advantage of royal connections for commercial gain. From the above information, do you think it is possible for Harry to reunite with the royal family? The answer is maybe no. But wait, King Charles is Prince Harry's only chance of royal return. It means that Prince Harry can only come back to the royal family while Charles is still king, claims royal commentator. Prince Harry was warned that time is running out by a royal commentator who urged him to act while King Charles is still monarch if he ever wants to be welcomed back into the royal fold. Harry's rift with the firm, particularly with his brother, Prince William, has been deepening ever more since their sensational departure, particularly after the pair made a series of bombshell claims about the royals. While it is understood that Harry wants to reconcile with his family and father, the two feuding brothers' relationship is still considered frosty, and they are not on speaking terms. Now, a royal commentator has suggested that if Harry ever wants to come back to the royal family, he needs to do it before his brother becomes king, as William is likely never going to let him resume his duties in any capacity in the future. According to many sources, Prince Harry seemed to be itching to leave the royal family even before he married Meghan Markle. In an interview with author Angela Levin, the Duke of Sussex claimed he wanted out of royal life. "I spent many years kicking my heels and I didn't want to grow up. I felt I wanted out but then decided to stay in and work out a role for myself," Harry told the journalist. He then recounted what it was like to walk with his brother Prince William behind their mother Princess Diana's coffin at her 1997 funeral when they were barely teens. "I don't think any child should be asked to do that, under any circumstances. It certainly wouldn't happen today," he recalled. Once one of the most beloved members of the royal family, Prince Harry has faced public backlash since marrying Meghan. This has been accompanied by a series of controversial statements and actions that have led many people to turn against him. Many think he overplayed his hand a little when declaring war on the media and the royal family. Being born as a monarch is a curse and a blessing. Massive privileges and massive duties. People hate him for getting rid of the royal duties, and they're right in a way, because that's what granted him his wealth. Yeah, he never asked for it, but you don't see him exchanging his luxurious life for an average income by donating all his surplus wealth either. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle met in London and eventually got estranged by the rest of the royal family over alleged racist treatment against Meghan. Prince Harry details in his book that he immediately reacted after taking notice of this behavior. The couple decided to move to the United States of America, where they share friendships with numerous powerful people in entertainment. We already know how most of people view the royal couple, but there are many more who apparently can't stand them. Especially during the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, British tabloids obsessively condemn everything that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, did or did not do during the funeral. Dressed in all black, her gloves touching her elbows and hat tilted on her head, Meghan wiped away a tear from her cheek. This single tear sparked a controversy that overtook chat rooms and trended on media. It is shocking that a common thing, like crying at a funeral, could provoke so much arguing. The public deemed Meghan's single tear fake and disrespectful, even though the only people who know the genuine relationship between Meghan and the Queen are not working for the press. Many years after getting married, Prince Harry and Meghan have not had a moment of peace in terms of the British media. Meghan received a lashing. The British public believed she had taken the prince away. She is the reason why he distanced himself from his family. The British public is convinced that she lied about every aspect of her story, with Prince Harry following suit. The Queen's funeral was a time for the family to mourn the loss and heal the hurt that caused tension. Nevertheless, the public continued fanning the flames. Meghan found herself as the outsider once again. It is no easier to deal with all of this when the media reports that her sister-in-law dislikes her and that the rest of the family would rather her not show up. What is it about Meghan that makes everyone in the UK so uncomfortable? Meghan's life with Prince Harry was supposed to be a fairy tale, yet it is more like a nightmare wrapped in a Shakespearean tragedy. Another reason that British citizens don't really like Meghan, because Meghan Markle is being called out for intentionally mimicking her mother-in-law, Princess Diana's mannerisms and way of speech. People said that Meghan tries to emulate Diana in the way she positions herself. Over their years in the royal spotlight, both Kate and Meghan have repeatedly worn outfits with stylistic links to their late mother-in-law, who has come to be celebrated as one of the most fashionable royals of all time in the years since her death at the age of 36 in 1997. Public acknowledges that finding a trend untouched by Diana's iconic style is almost impossible, but also adds that the huge amount of effort that goes into channeling her exact look sometimes goes beyond the pale. Whenever Meghan and Kate step out in fashion looks that are linked to Princess Diana in some way, whether through an aesthetic similarity or designer, it generates a surge of reporting and social media commentary. While Kate is consistently praised for her elegance, Meghan receives many mixed opinions. In that poised, orchestrated elegance, in that mimicking of Diana, in that Caroline Kennedy-style intentional, very natural, very slow speech, being aghast at the word diva. They also urged Meghan to stop talking about the royal family and let it go, saying that her constant digs at the family are sure to affect her husband, Prince Harry. Meghan Markle also blasted for inviting comparison with Kate Middleton in everything she does. A former royal correspondent has blasted Meghan Markle for inviting comparison between herself and Kate Middleton. Michael Cole has criticized the Duchess of Sussex for promoting her latest lifestyle products just hours before Kate made her first public appearance since her cancer diagnosis. Nacho Figueras, an Argentinian polo player close to Prince Harry and Meghan, promoted the Duchess's latest products on Instagram just hours before the event began. Figueras shared images of raspberry jam and dog biscuits, which will be available from Meghan's lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. Michael Cole told that Meghan invites comparison with Kate with such moves, something that doesn't come off very well. Kate was a child of a middle-class family. She wasn't trained to be a princess of the royal blood. And she wasn't, of course, ever an actress, Cole said. And in everything that Meghan Markle does, she invites a comparison with the Princess of Wales. And I'm afraid in that comparison, Meghan Markle doesn't come off very well. People thought that maybe Meghan wanted to overshadow Kate's appearance. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams previously told The Sun that although Harry might have had some regrets about not being able to attend Trooping the Colour, Meghan possibly would not care.